Hi, it's Mo. We've kind of had a glut of foundations hit the market lately. I don't think it's any surprise to anybody. So I have another foundation review, which is totally not normal in my life. Like, I don't buy foundations this frequently, but sometimes I think if it will be helpful to you, I'm going to give it a try. And as I've mentioned before, I really don't do first impressions on foundations. I like to do reviews over several days. In the case of today, I've been wearing this foundation for 6 different days. I've varied things a little here or there, but I definitely have some opinions on it. So I thought I would tell you what I think about it. And if that's useful, that's awesome. I do think it's helpful. I know I appreciate foundation reviews when I'm debating, especially one that's maybe higher end, if I should even consider it, if it would even maybe work for me. So that's really why I do foundation reviews. So today I thought we'd talk about the new foundation from Shiseido. And it is, this is the box, this is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing SPF 30 Foundation. Relatively new, I'd say it came out in the last 3 weeks. I actually bought it during the ByeBye sale, the summer sale at Sephora. So I did save some money on it, which was nice. I certainly prefer that when I'm trying out a new foundation because foundations can be super tricky, just super tricky to figure out. It is oil-free. The SPF, by the way, is broad spectrum, which is really the only kind I wear. So it is partial chemical, partial physical. It has octinoxate and also titanium dioxide as the 2 sunscreen ingredients. This is the box. No great shakes on the box, pretty typical looking, but very sleek, very Shiseido. And then here is the bottle. And I do appreciate the bottle. It's got a pump. It's probably a bit dirty because I really have been using this for 6 days. But what's cool about it is that it's got this pump, and to use it, you actually twist it. So it locks closed. And I always like that in a pump. Just in case you're taking it somewhere, you've got it in a bag, you don't have to worry about it. It's like, okay, it's locked, I'm good. Now it's unlocked. And I generally just keep mine locked unless I'm using it. And then I lock it again. And I kind of like the way they did it too, like this red line here. It's obvious that this all lines up together, and then when it's kind of off kilter like that, you know, oh, it's unlocked. Now I'll lock it. So I really, really like the packaging. Frosted glass bottle, about what I would expect from Shiseido. $47 US was the price, and this is 1 fluid ounce or 30 ml, which is, as I've said before, basically the standard size for foundation. And this was interesting. I don't know all the colors. I think there were about 40 in the range. Shiseido, not great about shade range. Typically, they have made some strides with this foundation, which is certainly on the plus side, but they could, you know, as many brands could, they could still make more and deeper and different undertones, that kind of thing. What I did like about this was that I wear a neutral undertone. I ordered this online. Of course, we are all guessing when we order a foundation online, even if you use the shade matcher at Sephora, which I did, you're still kind of like, but really, is it gonna sort of match? And you're kind of guessing, really. But in this case, it matched, and what really matched was the undertone. I am so pleased that this has an actual neutral undertone. It's not leaning yellow, it's not leaning peach, it's not leaning pink. It actually is neutral. It does not have that gray cast. I've mentioned before that sometimes the things that border just barely on gray work pretty well with my skin. But this is a really, really nice color. In fact, I have it in 140 Porcelain. Now, I think this is a hair too light for me, but the undertone is so good that I'm hesitant to try a different color, different shade. And I also don't want to spend another $47. So I'm gonna go with it. In fact, today I put on a bit of bronzer, which I rarely do, just to warm it up a little bit, but I will always prefer slightly light to slightly dark or slightly yellow. Personally, that works better for me because I feel like I can warm it up if I need to. So that is the foundation itself. The claims of this foundation are mainly that it's supposed to, it's called self-refreshing, so it's supposed to always look fresh for I believe it says up to 24 hours. I don't even know about the self-refreshing claim, but here's what I'm going to tell you. I have no highlighter on today. zip. I have the foundation, I have blush, I have, eye color. I don't even have any lip color left. I think I'm wearing lip balm at this point. I have no highlighter on. All of this glow, every bit of glow you see is from the foundation, which has been my biggest stumbling block with this foundation. I don't usually purchase like super radiant foundations. It's just generally not my preference because I never know where the line is between, oh, I look lovely and glowy, or, oh, I look like I have an oily face. So I'm never clear on where that line is. Maybe there really isn't a line. Of course there's not, it's personal preference. But anyway, I have gone back and forth about, is this too shiny on me, or does it look healthy and does it look good? In fact, I even today for the first time, I powdered just very lightly and still look at this glow. I mean, seriously. So just as a comparison, ABH Luminous Glow Foundation. I tried that. I have a review on it actually. I can link it below if you'd like to see it. That had zero luminous quality on my skin. Like, I didn't even get it. I did not understand how that was a luminous foundation. This, as far as I know, is supposed to be a natural skin, maybe a satin finish, but not glowy like this. I've even watched a couple of reviews, and the people that I've watched said, oh yeah, it's matte, it's maybe natural, but mostly matte. If you're dry, it might not work. And every time I've worn it, I get this. So I don't know what the deal is, like why it's so luminous on me, but I have come to terms with the fact that in this particular case, I like it. I like the glow I get from this foundation, and it surprises me now. It is more glowy now than it was at 6:30 this morning. But it's not like it went on super matte and now it's super shiny. It always has glow on me. This foundation just has glow on my skin, and I don't know why. I have normal skin bordering on just leaning dry, so I'm completely perplexed and surprised that this is the finish I get from this foundation. I find the staying power pretty good. I wouldn't put it up there with like the Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. I wouldn't put it up there with Double Wear or anything like that. It stays pretty well, but I do see some, like, it'll break up around my chin or certainly around my nose. In fact, I think you can probably see a little bit of redness peeking through by my nose. And maybe because I powdered right now, it feels like it's set down pretty well, but the first few times I tried it, I felt like it didn't set. Like if I touched my nose, I was gonna have foundation on my finger. Let me explain that a little bit more. So when I first got it, I think I used maybe a pump and a half or 2 pumps. And I did not realize how far this foundation would go. Like, that was just too much foundation for me. And that's what, so it was really gathered kind of, right in here, those places that the foundation gathers. And even under my eyes, it gathered that first day. And then after that, I've pretty much stuck with 1 pump, which seems to be just the right amount for me. So it covers, but it does not gather and get kind of cakey or anything like that. And as I said, stays glowy. And I've applied it with fingers. I've applied it with Sigma F80 brush. I didn't use a beauty blender on this. I feel like that will just make it more glowy. And I don't know that I want to sheer out the coverage too much. I would say this is not light, but I would say this is like a classically medium foundation. It's not high medium coverage. It's not light like a tinted moisturizer, but it's just medium coverage, and I'm okay with that. I actually am pretty good with medium coverage. That's fine with me. So the coverage is fine with me. It evens out the skin. It covers things relatively well, and I'm not looking to completely blank out everything, so the coverage actually is pretty good. And I think after several foundations, maybe I finally have one that I like. The glow is maybe something I wouldn't wear as regularly as I would kind of a natural finish. The CYO Life Proof 102 is my holy grail, and that's got a pretty natural finish, I'd say. It really doesn't glow, but it's not dry matte either, and that's probably my preferred finish. So I don't know that I would wear this every single day, but I do like it, and it's taken me some time to kind of adjust to liking it, but that's kind of what I like about trying different products and really giving them a try. Like not just trying them once, not even twice, but like 6 days, different primers, different methods. So I am pleased to say that I'm happy with a foundation. I know. Lately I've been feeling like something's wrong with me. Like, do you feel that way? Like if a foundation doesn't work, do you assume it's you? Like I try not to, but I admit that sometimes when I see like glowing reviews from other people and I don't like it, I'm like, what is wrong? Why don't I like it? What, everybody else likes it, why don't I like it? And that was true definitely with the ABH Luminous Foundation. I've seen lots of positive reviews on that and it did not work for me, to the point that I took it back, which is pretty unusual for me. So that aside, the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation, I am giving a thumbs up, and I'm very happy with it. Again, shade 140 Porcelain is a shade I have chosen. Maybe a good comparison for you if you're wondering about a shade. I wear in the Estee Lauder Double Wear, I wear shade 1N2 Ecru. Maybe that's helpful to you, just so you can get kind of a shade idea of what I'm wearing. But thank you for being here and spending your time here. Honestly, foundation reviews are strictly for you. You know, some days I'm like, I don't want to wear that foundation again, but I'm happy to do it. If you're considering buying a foundation, I know with me, I like to look at reviews, find out what people think. I like to not just go with one review. I like to look kind of at an aggregate of several people and people with varying skin types and whatever. So if this adds to your body of data about this Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation, then that is my whole goal. And I always appreciate the time you spend with me and hang out and talk makeup. And I will talk to you soon.